welcome back to Find Your Fortitude. I don't know when this is going to get released, because I was doing once a week, but I'm getting more and more inspired on a daily basis because of you guys, and I really like doing this because there's just so many different aspects of my life that I can try to share using this platform that I can help other people with. And I just wanted to do this one right now for the cheesy line, something that I need to get off my chest. And it just became so clear to me last night after the episode of X on the Beach, and I was doing a live, and stuff that I was talking about and how people were, like, certain questions that were being asked and how I was answering them. And it's really pointless to get into all the details because it's not going to make much sense to you guys. You have your opinion one way or another. Like, what I say is not really going to sway your opinion. But for the past couple weeks, I've taken a different route with my happiness. And I feel it. I feel a huge difference. And I'm like, I'm getting happier. Like, I still have a long way to go. I'm trying to get out of a hole that I dug for myself in many ways. In many, many ways, way more than just one. But it hit me last night because I'm happy. Like, I'm finally, like, happy. Saw some good people recently, and I'm just in a good mindset. But I'm having fun on live. Like, I really am. And then afterwards, I realized that I'm answering, like, people are asking me why I'm acting a certain way. And I'm not answering the trolls. Like, I'm not answering, like, true friends, family members. I'm answering fans that I thought were my fans, that I thought were more than just fans. I thought they were friends. And I realized that they're not friends. They're fans. That's what they are. Going on almost 2 years now since I got out of the Big Brother house. And stay with me because I promise you this is going to relate to you because a lot of people need to hear this. This is going to hurt a lot of people because they're going to take offense to it because they can't acknowledge it in themselves. And it's also going to hurt people because they know it's happening to them, but they don't have what it takes yet to walk away. So instead of looking deep inside yourself, you want to be like, Mark doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just bitter, angry, whatever. Trust me, I've been there, so you're okay. So it's been like 2 years since Big Brother. Not going to try to explain what it was like being in the house because words won't do it justice. But you come out to it, and I don't know if you kind of lose yourself in the house, but I mean, it's just like you're in another world for 3 months. Like, no contact, like, you have no idea what's going on. So you come out of it, and you're swarmed with your haters. But luckily for me, I had way more fans and real fans and people who supported me and a lot of people who saw me for the person that I was. So unfortunately for me, a lot of people who saw who I was and the person that I was were quieter. Not that I don't appreciate them, because trust me, I appreciate them more than they possibly know because they still interact with me and I interact with them. But they just weren't as outspoken as some other fans. So the people who saw me for me and followed me for me, because whether it was my parents being bullied or the weight loss journey, they saw something in me that they wanted to follow, that I inspired them, and I appreciate that. On the flip side of that, the fans, the fans, they liked me for a storyline that happened in Big Brother. And that, I just let that take over, and it was like I started to depend on them for support, and they were great. They were great supporting me. They were motivating me. They were there. They were there for me when I was kind of in a weird spot that I've never experienced before. And Gary Vee, love Gary Vee, but he talks about how if you depend on people to cheer you on, you're going to then you're going to get overly hurt when people tear you down. But in what I do with this, for me, I look at that kind of differently because my entire life, like, I've used people that have tried to tear me down to push me forward. And honestly, the people who compliment me in certain aspects of my life, that truly means a lot to me because I know people see it, so I want to continue to do it and even do it more. For instance, like both my parents passed away. When I saw people say dumbass things about their parents or how they treated their parents or just the way they took them for granted, that irked me to where I wanted to make sure I didn't disappoint my parents, even though they both passed. That I wanted to make sure I just cherished them and I just wanted to be grateful that I had them for as long as I did. So that helped me stay positive in that mindset. And at the same time, when people would come up to me and they're like, man, Mark, I would have never guessed you went through what you did and you lost both your parents at such a young age. That inspires me to keep that mindset because I know it's rubbing off on people. With bullying, it inspires me when people are like, man, like you're such a big guy, typically guys like you are kind of assholes. That helps me. And when I see people join in on that gang mentality or just bullies in general, that affects me too because I hate that they were raised like that, that they are like that, which motivates me to help share my message for how I feel about bullying in general. So it's stuff like that helps me. So I do take the good and the bad. It's very hard for me to tune out everything. I can't do it maybe because I'm not strong enough mentally yet. And maybe I will get there one day. And maybe it's for the better. Or maybe it's what I need to have this balance to where I can see the bad, which helps me push for the good. And I can appreciate the good that helps me keep wanting to share and spread positivity. Because that's really what I'm here to do because it's a scary world. So with that being said, so I come out of the house and I don't even want to say it, but the Marlena fam, man, they were great. They were great. So in the midst of all that, I started to lose myself in the sense like, am I doing this for me or to get the reaction or for what? I got lost. I really did. And this is not an excuse. This is not being mean to people. Because I will tell you that people get addicted to how people start to look at them from the outside and they get lost in that, so they lose themselves. Perfect example of relationship. You're in what's seemingly a great relationship to the outside, but inside you're like, something's wrong. But when people are talking to you about it or you see how people feel around you guys when you're together, it's great. So then you start to question it. And whether it's from social media, if you have a big platform, big fan base, or you don't, it affects you. In school, if you're in school and people start to tell you you're dumb in class, like you start to let that override it and be like, but deep down you're just like, this isn't for me. Like I don't care about history. Like I don't give a shit about history. But even though you know that deep down inside, you're gonna let all these opinions on the outside take it for granted, make you take that to heart and realize, maybe I'm just not smart. Maybe I just can't do it. Or you're really good at a sport, but you're not happy, but everybody's pushing you in a direction. And you just let the outside noises take over. So that's where I'm getting to with all this. So with this Marlena fam, I realized that they weren't a fan. They weren't a fan of the person that I am. They were a fan of the storyline. And now that the storyline's kind of fucked because I'm doing what's best for me, whether you guys can see it or not, I don't give a shit. Like I don't give a fuck. I want to say thank you because without you guys, I probably wouldn't have been as successful as I was right after the show. So thank you for that. And 2 years later, without seeing, because everybody's true colors shows, and I'm sure you guys are saying that, oh, Mark, your true colors are showing, you're a fucking asshole. That's fine. That's a great opinion. It really is. I appreciate that. But now it's like, now I really see life for what it is and people for who they are. And so I say all this because there's a reason why, like, Mark's smile and like, oh, what's all this with Mark's smile? It all started the day somebody left the house and people could see a smile that I had, that charisma, that people were drawn to me, that I could change somebody's day by my smile and by my attitude and by my mindset, by my positivity. There's a reason why that was emphasized at a certain point. But they don't care because that fucks with their storyline, what they were a fan of, not me as a person. So what I'm getting to with all this, thank you. Truly thank you from the bottom of my heart for the good and the bad. For the good and the bad. And just, it's okay for everybody else who's out there who feels like they can't do something alone because of this fake support of this storyline that other people are playing in their head. Like I talked about on the last one, people project what they want in others. Like, if you're in a shitty relationship, but all these people see a great relationship because that's what they're projecting, you start to see it too because you lose yourself. If you think you have the perfect job, all these people are projecting on you, oh, you're so lucky, this is great, but deep down you know, this isn't for me, you lose yourself. You fucking lose yourself. I lost my fucking self. I'm trying to find myself again. And again, I go on tangents. If you can't handle it, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get better because I love doing these messages. Because because people give me feedback. The day that people stop giving me feedback on the podcast, then I'll be done. So, you want me to just stop with these podcasts, don't give me feedback. But I know at the end of the day, I'm helping people. But with that being said, people who tell me, Mark, don't cuss too much, you should be politically correct, or, well, fuck that. I mean, that's because that's not me. That's not who I am. I'm not in the gym thinking about all these people that were so rude to me, and they really hurt my feelings, and they didn't think twice before they talked. And I think deep down they are good people, but they were just kind of mean to me. No, I'm like, fuck that, man. These motherfuckers want to talk shit to me. Fuck them. That may be a little excessive, but that's what's going on in my mind when I'm running and I'm struggling. And I'm like, fuck, dude, this sucks. I think about, man, life's the fuck you, man. Life knocks you the fuck down. You know, it's like life knocks you the fuck down, and it's like, let's fucking go. Like, let's fucking go. So that's who I am. So it's just like, I was so worried before all this, like, I gotta do this, or I gotta try to mend fences and make things right because of the support that I relied on. Now I'm saying, fuck the support. I'm gonna find myself again. I'm gonna do this alone. And I know I have enough people out there, and even if I didn't, I still know I have enough people out there who see me for who I am. So for anybody who, fuck the outside noise. And I'm going to talk about more about this as the current show comes to a conclusion, because I saw things like as clear as I ever did in my life. But the feeling deep down you have for whatever it may be, ignore the outside noise, because I promise you the regret will always be there. Yeah, this was a 2-year learning experience for me. This could have been an 8-year learning experience for me. It may have never even happened, and I would have never had this learning experience, and it could have been way worse. So I'm grateful that it happened, and hopefully I can help somebody that stop looking around, stop looking at how people look at the situation, because they're not in your shoes. They don't know how you feel. What do you think? What do you know that you should do? And it's not easy. Fuck, it's not easy at all. But I'm here, and be like, man, if Mark can do it, I might be able to do it. Or you may say, fuck Mark. And you may need to still fucking hate me. That's fine, that's cool. I appreciate the hate because it really does motivate me. With all that being said, because I am very grateful, because the few fans, I know who I am. Like the whole thing that, Marco, you changed that fame with your head. The fuck I haven't, because the people, like the core people in my life, my family and friends, they would have told me. They would have been like, and they have checked me at times. They really have. And I would push them away because at the end of the day, I'm like, they're right, but I don't want to accept it yet, so I'd rather just be pissed off at them than look at myself. And that's what a lot of people do. So I would push them away because I knew what they were saying was right, but I wasn't at the point in my life where I could acknowledge it and try to change it. So I took the easy way out. But at the end of the day, they know me for who I am. So I'm honestly good. And I wanted to share this because I think a lot of people need to hear it. And I want to say a special thank you, because I can count on one hand the people that were fans of a storyline from Big Brother, and at the same time fan supporters which became friends to me and saw me for who I was instead of a storyline that's continued from a TV show for 2 years. So for those of you that have supported me, and I mean really supported me, and you know, I may talk to you not as much, or I may shoot you messages now and then, but it means the world to me, because that support where you can see through all the bullshit, all the stories, all the noises, that means a lot to me. And I want to say thank you. See the smile. So before I go on more tangents, to sum this up, to find your fortitude, man, listen to yourself. That gut feeling, because it's better to be alone trying to do what you need to do than be loved and be admired for something that you fucking hate. Because at the end of the day, if you're not happy with yourself, it doesn't matter how many people love you. Fucking trust me. Like, I came out with probably the least amount of hate. I'm happier now. I don't really need to go in between, but I'm happier now. I learned a lot about myself. From the good people and the bad people. If you love me, thank you. This is Find Your Fortitude. I'm coming back. We're not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. But please keep DMing me. Keep commenting how you feel about the things that I say, because like I said, you're motivational. Your inspiration. Your inspirational stories about things that you're going through in your life inspire this. They really do. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Find Your Fortitude, hosted by Mark Jansen.